Hello everyone, thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. My spring break this past March was quite different from the average college student. Instead of traveling to the beach with my friends, I flew to Slovakia by myself to intern with one of their largest banks, Tatra Banka. Tatra Banka was established in 1990 as the first private bank in Slovakia. It is headquartered in the capital of Slovakia, Bratislava, which is the location that I interned with. Tatra Banka is one of the most successful subsidiaries of Raiffeisen International Bank, which is headquartered in Vienna, Austria, and has subsidiary banks throughout the world. There are 155 Tatra Banka locations spread across Slovakia, and they serve over 700,000 clients. Tatra Banka has established 6 values that they build their servers around, including demanding approach, fair play, enthusiasm, creativity, responsibility, and teamwork. While interning with Tatra Banka, I had a chance to see all these values lived out. I heard the word innovative many times during my week there, and I was able to witness the way they treat their employees by encouraging them to strive to be their best. They have several HR and managerial procedures in place that demonstrate their respect and care for their employees. Even as an intern, I was given respect and a chance to voice my opinion. I received this opportunity through Dennis Miller, who works closely with Bryan College and has many connections in Slovakia. He knew that I was interested in an internship overseas, so once he was able to secure one with Tatra Banka, my trip was put into motion. Prior to this internship, I had very little knowledge of Slovakia and no knowledge of Tatra Banka. However, I was interested in pursuing a career in banking in Europe, so when this opportunity came to me, I was excited to get to experience an area that might become my life. My internship only lasted 1 week. However, those 5 days were long and filled with large amounts of information. Since my internship was a rotational internship, I would usually visit multiple departments each day, so I did not have any specific duties except to listen and ask questions as they came up. Some of the department managers that I met with had me look over reports and would ask me to point out various numbers and explain what they mean to the client's risk or credit analysis. Otherwise, my internship was similar to an educational seminar, except I was the only attendee. Obviously, it can be nerve-wracking to go to a new country by yourself, especially when you don't speak a word of the native language. However, my nervousness for this internship was more based in my worry that the banking industry, specifically in Europe, would not be what I imagined, and my entire future plan would be demolished. My very first day at Tatra Banka put those fears to rest, though. I got to work with the real estate financing department on the very first day, and I was able to see the knowledge I've gained during my time in college be put into practice. I not only understood the ratios and formulas they use, I enjoyed the process of figuring out how those numbers applied to the client and what they meant for our business as a bank. This was a defining moment in my internship because it reinforced my desire to pursue a career in banking and led me to consider real estate financing in particular. I visited 7 departments during my week at Tatra Banka, and while I did not always envision myself working in a specific department, I knew that this was the career field that I enjoyed. During my time at Tatra Banka, I was able to see finance, marketing, and management skills that I have garnered in class come to life in an actual business setting. Obviously, numbers are a large part of the banking industry. Every department I visited had a collection of spreadsheets with data that they used to calculate various business processes. As I said earlier, in the real estate financing department, I saw how to use EBITDA and other accounting ratios to analyze a client's risk. They would then base any decisions to finance that client off of those numbers. All of the formulas and ratios they use I have learned in my various business classes, such as finance and accounting. The departments that used the least amount of numbers were the marketing and human resources departments. While they did not use any financial ratios, they still use processes that I have learned in my courses here at Bryan, such as the 4 P's of marketing. What I loved most about my internship was the work environment. I loved the feel of a European city, and that feeling was carried into the bank building. From my experience working for a corporate American firm, the feel of Tatra Banka was much more relaxed and enjoyable. They have plants everywhere. All the lighting comes from the sun. It's very solar and energy efficient. They have a kitchen on every single floor, and they're drinking coffee and tea throughout the day. And they even have basketball hoops in many of the departments where they just take a break and start playing with each other. I also love being able to see my classroom knowledge put to use. So I know my time spent studying all of those finance ratios and going through all of those tests, it's worth it because I am going to use it one day. As far as what I disliked, it sounds cheesy, but I disliked the short amount of time I was there. I was given so much information and still only experienced part of the departments. I was really not there long enough, since it was only a week, to really find anything that I disliked. I am definitely going to pursue a career in banking somewhere in Europe. I am returning to Slovakia this August to intern with Tatra Banka a second time. However, I do not anticipate staying in Slovakia permanently. During my second internship, I plan to discuss the possibility of securing another internship with Tatra Banka's parent bank, Raiffeisen International, which has several locations in 17 different countries. To conclude my presentation, I'm going to give one small sales pitch. I believe that experiencing a corporate work environment outside of America is important to one's career, especially as the borderlines continue to disappear in business. Even if you do not want to pursue a career in banking, I would recommend considering taking a trip to Slovakia just so you have the international experience. Dennis Miller is great about arranging internships, and he even has some available outside of the banking industry. So if you are interested, you can come talk to me or contact Dennis Miller. Thank you for listening to my presentation.